Alright. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to Tomboy Official. It's not even 7 o'clock in the morning yet. Yeah, I got a My Queer Dreams episode. My voice is still, waking itself up. And, I'm hydrating. So this is probably going to be a quick one. I've got an episode that I'm actually editing that, I went off on a complete tangent somewhere to a whole other thing. And, it ended up being like an hour and 45 minutes. And I'm like, nah, I gotta cut that down. And, so I've got to go through and edit that. So that'll be the next post. It's kind of, related to kind of just remembering, recalling certain, I guess, social themes I had growing up. And I guess kind of, I don't know how I would say it, like related to maybe like my own preferences for clothing styles when I was like a kid. Like, and just different types of friends I preferred to play with and that kind of thing. And just kind of how I noticed the differences between, the genders of people I was interacting with. And definitely I grew up in a like, once I moved from the Midwest at age 5, I grew up in a really diverse area in LA. But there were like tons of kids on the block where we lived. And then a lot of people, a lot of kids at the church where I grew up at since I was like 5. And then, of course at school, a lot of kids. And so just kind of talking about some things I remember from those ages, and then some other like recently relevant things. But anyways, I don't know, like I haven't been having consistent dreams for a while. Last night I had a weird one. I've been napping a little bit, which is weird, but whatever. I napped in the middle of the day yesterday. Same thing on Sunday. I just I don't know, like I'm kind of tired. All this career change thing, right, with the holidays and everything coming up. I'm just like, this is a lot to deal with. But I'm going to be totally glad to not have to deal with it in 2 weeks, like after the 30th. I won't have to deal with it probably ever again. Just ever again with this site. Like nothing terrible necessarily happened. It's been a work in progress for a while now. Anyways, so I have basically been, let me just talk about the dream. So basically, from what I recall, I feel like there was a first part of the dream that I just never remember those for some reason. But somehow, the part I remember was being with just basically some queer friends that I have, like, in real life. The theme wasn't, I don't know what the theme was. I can't remember what we were doing. Like I know what we were doing, but I don't know, like, specifically why. So I was with a group of friends. I don't remember what was happening before this point, but I remember being with a group of like San Diego queer friends for the most part. Um, Two in particular I remember. Some I don't really know if I remember. And so we basically just started to we started talking like in a, I don't know if we were in like an office break room or somebody's apartment. The way it kind of looked was there was uh there was um the part where we were hanging out. There was like a wall, say like on the left, and it was either like something being projected onto the wall or the TV was on. I don't know if it was like Dave Ramsey or like some kind of commercials like that, like some kind of something that I probably would tune into on a regular basis on YouTube or something, but it wasn't really something we were like actively watching. Or maybe we were, I don't know, but it was something familiar in the background. It wasn't really like a movie. It was something that was kind of more like Dave Ramsey, some kind of serious, like financial type of content or something. Uh, and I don't know, what was going on. There was some like floor space, and then there was a couch to my left. So basically, there was a wall and then a TV mounted or a projection onto the wall of like whatever it was we were watching. I don't remember if there was sound a lot. I don't remember that at all. And behind the couch, there was kind of like a little walk space. And on the other side of that walk space was kind of like a table for like maybe 4 people or so. Like one of those kind of high up tables, like where you can eat at the table, but it's like raised up a little. Kind of like, not really, like really high up, like the really high up kind of, but it's kind of like the stools that are like higher up on the table kind of thing. Um, so there's that, and then I don't really know, like basically all the friends, almost all of them left, but me and this one friend, and they were sitting at that table, and I was kind of in the living room on the floor, like in front of the couch. And I think we were both making calls, and I don't know why. It's totally skipping my memory what we were making calls about. We were just making calls for some, like, there was some important reason. Maybe we were both working, doing our own separate jobs or what. Like, I really don't remember. But there was some reason why only the two of us were there. And we were kind of like talking a little bit, like joking back and forth, and just kind of like a little bit of interaction, but mostly focused on like whatever the tasks were that we were doing. Kind of like we were like working from home or something, but I don't know whose house this was. Like, it kind of reminds me of one of my friends' houses, but the lighting was off, the arranging of the furniture was off. Just where the door placement and the table were, that was kind of the same. But this isn't like a familiar space. And I don't know why I wasn't on the couch. And something happened before, but I just can't remember what it was. And basically, we just, like, I don't know, there was like some point where I don't know if I was wearing a tank top, like under a t-shirt, or if I just like took off my shirt or something. I was like, okay, like, I mean, it's not uncommon for me to do when I'm by myself, but I mean, like, I'm not usually like with my friends just like, hey, I'm just gonna take off my shirt all of a sudden. Like, that's not normally something I would do. But some reason I heard the rest of the friend group kind of, you know how you can tell when somebody's like trying to get in the door with their keys and stuff. And so I kind of heard them coming back because they were kind of, there's a little bit of chatter outside the door, and then people with the keys and stuff. And then, I remember just kind of like, just, I don't know why, I just had my shirt off all of a sudden, and then was like, how you kind of like, I don't know, like, I don't really do this much because we don't have floors where you can like lay on the floor. Like, we have tile floors and like wood floors, so we don't really like lay on the floor by the couch because it's just like a tile or whatever. So I was basically just laying down on the floor in front of the couch with like a notebook of stuff and like making calls, or like near a phone. I think I was near like a landline phone, and then just gonna make calls and stuff. For what reason, I don't know. And then yeah, those friends kind of came in, and then we kind of were like just chit chatting and stuff. Like, they kind of filled out the rest of the room, so like people were sitting at the table, on the couch, whatever. And I was just kind of going about my own business. But I don't know. That's all I really remember. That's all for that. Nothing too excitable or interesting. It's just freaking weird. I just really can't remember what it was. And then I woke up like a little bit before 6 a.m. So then I realized I wasn't going to get back to sleep. So I'm like, well, let me just start recording these episodes. But that's pretty much what was happening with these dreams. And I don't know what that was all about. But there's a lot that I forgot because I didn't record it right away because it was a little early, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go back to sleep. It's not like I slept early last night. But yeah, that was it. I've got some other stuff I've got to record, so I'm keeping this short. But with that, thanks for listening. And for people out there who celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. We're still, I guess, technically in the first day until tonight. Sundown tonight, it's day 2. So, alright. Happy holidays, everybody. And with that, thanks for listening.